Hello. I know, late again. That's my MO. Goodness. I completely forgot it was Thursday. How did that happen? I don't get it. I was sitting down and then I was took my daughter shopping because she wanted to look for some gifts for me for Monday. And I'm away for a couple days on the weekend and just completely lost track of time. I came home, had a good pizza, feed an extra person. My daughter decided to decimate her room, take it all apart. Just one of those lovely days. Anyway, I thought I'd jump on anyhow on Thursday. I'm just going to move me just a little bit back. Sorry about that. Okay, that's much better. So I thought today, and I'll wait for kind of a few people to jump on as they're going here, and it can be a short live if if there aren't a lot of people on today. It's been kind of one of those energetic days where I really high energy today. Like I got a lot accomplished and thinking about different things. I just like in purge mode, getting rid of stuff, moving things around, reorganizing. It just and today was nice outside, so it was, blue sky and some sunlight at least. With all the rain, it just gets a little much after a while. So I was able to get outside and just do more things. And so I thought, well, and I'm still feeling energized. Like I'm not, but processing a lot. Like last night was a very big, kind of a letting go process for me. It just feels like all the things that I've kind of crept up to, and that's kind of what, some of the topic that I was really noodling today, what to kind of talk about, and I didn't have a clue what to kind of expect. So I just I out of the blue I thought, well, what do I want? And is it different than what you want? Well, of course it will be, but there's a process to where we want to go to, and that's what this is all about, coming back to ourselves after an emotional release. Somebody's just poked in here. I'm just going to see. Oh, here's my hello, Alana. I know I'm an hour late. Don't sue me. It was just one of those days. I sat there. I was actually just relaxing in my chair, and I thought, have a little pizza, just relaxing, doing I just a little self-care time. Then all of a sudden it dawned on me, wait a minute. What day is it today? Oh, I said to myself, oh, it's Thursday. So that's like 10 after 7. I'm like, oh. And I just killing myself, like, I guess I better go on. And then I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should take some time and organize some more. And I thought, no, I'll pop on. That'll get me grounded. It'll make me happy. Maybe hopefully you guys happy. But I thought to myself, oh, I think I'm a day behind somewhere. What happened with my week? It just went, it's like the wheels are turning in fast motion for me. So I'm just going to recap just a little bit and go from what I kind of gathered today, just from the energy bursts that I had, but from last night, I was like gone. Sleep was didn't even wake up. I missed my alarm. But I was wide awake and not panicked, but a really nice deep sleep. And I thought, well, this is really interesting. I've kind of had like a lot of restless nights. And I thought this is kind of like Spirit's way and my guide's way to say, and this is the topic about gentle reentry. And that's into the new year piece here, the 2026. So what I was thinking is with the gentle reentry, that's coming back to ourselves, coming back to yourself from after all the emotional release. And I did a few biggie emotional releases this past week. I had my time where I, hi there, you're on. hang on, whoops, sorry, poked the wrong button. Hi, Donna. We were just talking about kind of, this past week is kind of like a gentle, it's like a gentle re-entry into the February month, just to get kind of our wheels going, but being kinder. Hi. So happy to see you. And because there's been so much going on, and I don't know what it's like for everybody else, but like last week I sat down and I wrote myself all the things in specific, like I wanted one kind of big tangible piece to let go of. And what am I going to take with me as I rebuild to go to the next piece? So that was kind of an interesting pick for me. Hi, Connie. Nice to see you. I hope it's a little sunnier in Saskatchewan. It is here. At least it stopped raining, so I was happy about that. And so with the letting go process, I actually, and then I'm going to go to the next step of that. So I wrote everything that I wanted to do for me to let go of in that. And I'm sure I have a whole pile more. Like I'm sure I could write a novel about it all. And hi, Lana. I don't know how to do little hoochie poochies while I'm doing this. Give me a minute. I'll figure it out. I don't know how to do it. My phone is still, my iPad is dead again. Anyway, it's kind of like grief again. And I know we focus on a lot of grief, and it's not just about, you know, somebody crossing over again. This is like our really like gentle letting go and grief, that feeling like I've left something behind, but it all in good ways. Like the other day I caught myself really doing a lot of writing as well, and a lot of spiritual breakthroughs about what I want to do. It's like, okay, where do I want to go? I want to go over there and there, and writing it all down, kind of making like a mini map for myself of my life, of the direction I'd like it to take. Now, that's never written in stone. I know that, because the other side, Spirit always has a better plan than I do some days, or no, you can't go there yet. You're not ready there, or we've got a better plan for you over here. So, and knowing me, I'm my true Stephanite side of myself. I am stubborn, and it takes me a little bit to get myself back on track. Okay, fine. I let it go. I'll let them handle it. And I'm sure Connie can rest assured she knows exactly what I'm talking about. It hits me over the head every time. And this isn't about sadness either for me. I'm actually kind of excited. It's not peaceful yet, because I'm not kind of in a resolution about, you know, everything that I want to do and take on. But it's about, I think tonight is about holding space for ourselves. You know, I can relate to me holding space for me, but I think it's that piece for each of you, that it's about holding space for yourself. And as females, and I realize I have no males on there tonight, so just wait, I'll get beat up later. But a lot of me, I actually bumped into somebody, and it was kind of an awakening for me. And I never thought about it. They said, you know, you've been a caregiver for, 22 years looking after people. And I thought about that. No, I've been a caregiver all my life. Every role that I've done in my life, I've held space. This is where this is going, for so many people. And that's not a bad thing at the end of the day. It's being able to fit myself and hold space for me in the in-between stuff, so I can still feel like I'm not feeling that I've left everybody else out, but holding space for the in-between for some sacred time for me. And I've been a caregiver probably, I don't know, since I was just in elementary school, looking after special needs and going to the class and helping, and and then that fell into a role where I took a personal development worker course, so then I looked after special needs in group homes, and and then I fell into 24-hour care, and then I looked after seniors and did assessments and nurse assessments, and I was all over the place. Meals on Wheels and income assistance. It was all very needy service based, and but I loved it. It was fun. I loved going to visit. But again, you can have burnout from doing it too. And I think this is about what looking after self better in this new 2026 year is. What is it that you want to hold space for you? Because nobody else is going to do it for you. So this is about, and maybe 2025, 2024, 2023, there were some real shell shockers. It's coming back to now normalizing our emotions, our emotional self, releasing our emotional parts of ourselves that doesn't serve us anymore. It's not, it doesn't mean about don't ending it cleanly. It just means taking some time. The body and the nervous system too, they process after the mind thinks it's done too. So it's kind of like the cart and the horse. Sometimes we put it together and one has to follow the other. And when we're in emotional release, the other part has to catch up a little bit. It's kind of, and because you don't want to face it head on running, because the other stuff still has to do the work too. And so again, holding that space for growth, holding that initial introspect for the big things that are coming for us later on. And know that you may feel fog. You may feel kind of tender where things kind of upset you, I call them kind of triggers. But then, and yes, my daughter's been very triggering this week. So yes. Hello, Ruth. It's nice to see ya. It's been a while. Glad to see you on. And so it's the fog and the tenderness and the fatigue and the emotional neutrality that equals now our integration and not regression. I want to be really, really clear about that. You're integrating all that within ourselves. So you're not taking, 10 steps backwards. You're actually holding that space for yourself right then and there so that you can do the healing that you need to do. So nothing's wrong with you. It's just, it needs time to settle. It's like kicking up dirt in a dust pile. Where does it go? It goes up in the air, but it's got to take a little bit of time to come back down and then settle. And then it makes a new space. It's kind of clear. It's kind of got more clarity, more evenness when you kick that dirt pile apart. And so, and too, like gentle reminder to ourselves, healing isn't linear. It goes in a cycle, a spiral. It goes, it'll go up for a bit and then it kind of spirals down, and honoring again that space that you're holding, that you're healing on all levels, and you will catch up. The other piece of you will catch up. And two, I want to kind of look at self-reflection, being, self-compassion as well, instead of fixing. I tend to, in past, and I still do it, I catch myself, I like to try and fix it, certain situations. Sometimes I have to take a step back and allow others, and I'm really good at that with my kids. I'll use me as ammunition. I'll spell it out in beans. I like to fix things, and so now I have to really own my own statement. It's like, okay, my kids are adults now, 22, and yes, Ruth, my daughter turned 19 on the 26th. Oh my word. Hello, Carrie. And so yes, that's a whole new concept for me. Wowee. And she's really going out and trying to find her own footing, as well as I am too. So part of me is, at a loss in some sense, but in the other one, I'm like, woohoo, look at the free time I get. What more can I do? Because there's more going on that she can go and do on her own. And so for me, it's about not fixing that. And I have to really watch myself. I have to really, allow them to make, their own choices and decisions, whatever they may be. And I'm trying to take a back seat. I know it's really hard for me because that Stefan part of me kicks in again. And then I want to fix it and I get a little stubborn. So it's really a lot of self-reflection for me to really learn to step back and allow others to grow too. And still holding space, not only for myself very firmly, but for that. And so after fixing is the release, the instinct to fill that space. And that's kind of what I feel too, is that, well, I feel kind of empty. Well, now what do I do? Like, I got to do something. And it's like, don't. So I've been doing a lot of just sitting, walking, writing. I've filled up like half a notebook already. I'm like, who knew I had all that in me? Good golly. And not to rush into clarity as well, you know. Sometimes it'll come with rushing clarity. You know, sometimes no decision means that that is a decision. It just means you need to take some time to really reflect, because the best part is coming. And fixing too soon as well too can, you know, it reactivates the nervous system too. We really truly need to heal. And I get it, because yeah, it's a biggie for a lot of us. And as females, we tend to be always in that care, you know, we tend to get into that caregiving role very easily. And then we get very burnt. And that's part of your, you know, your physical part, going from spiritual to physical. They all do work together. And it's that the nerve system takes huge hits in ourselves. And so we feel kind of, you know, tired, or our adrenals take a hit. And then when we want to go do something, we're kind of fatigued to get to go and do, you know, do other things. So like 3 o'clock, I'm like a pancake some days. So my body is recalibrating itself too. The nervous system, the adrenal self. I'm like getting hot flashes like I shouldn't at 60. I will be 61 coming up on Monday. But, you know, and I thought I was done with all that. And because I switched adrenal supplements, I can't get my original one, but it's really doing its job. I feel so much better. I feel a little bit more balanced, and I know when I'm not taking them to supply my body with some nutrition to help my nerves, and so they don't fray and heal. It's repairing that it's doing. And often phrases that we can borrow, you know, sitting back and saying it's okay, and giving ourselves permission. Giving ourselves permission, that's a good one. I don't need to understand this yet. I want to take a little time. It's okay to, you know, rest inside of the not knowing part. And this is the in-between part. When I go right back to the beginning, the in-between time of not knowing. And that's where our breakthroughs come through. So know that you're holding space for those breakthroughs. And it'll be like an aha moment. You'll be sitting there when you're, you know, kind of just doing whatever, and then all of a sudden it'll just come as a thought, like just kind of come pouring down, or it'll be a gentle whisper, and you'll hear it. You may even sense it. And so letting the nervous system catch up, it signals for our bigger emotions, you're safe to release them too. And I can attest to that, because the one day, and for no unknown reason, and, you know, from the previous year and a half, it's almost 2 years actually. And last year I was walking out to my vehicle. I had lost my friend, lost my dad, lost my dog. It was just, and taking Genevieve, my daughter, off to an assessment thing to go get that done. It was all, and I had to write these big papers on what would be your worst case scenario with your child if you were not here. It was just so much. I was up till 1-2 o'clock in the morning with all of this going on. Anyway, I digress. As I was walking out, I was going to go get something from my vehicle. It was a little later in the evening. It was a little bit dark. And all of a sudden, I doubled over, and I was like on my knees bawling like I never bawled before. It was just like right out of left field. But you know, it was such a good release. I'd bottled all this up within me, and it was just like poof. It just felt so good. I felt lighter. I felt different. It was like the biggest letting go that I needed to do. And I'm not one that normally cries, so that was biggie for me. So I let it go willingly. I surrendered. That's really what it was. So that gave my body permission to start to do the healing, because you can't bottle it up forever. Doing meditations, sharing gentle practices. I don't know, I have kind of my ritual at nighttime at a specific time. That's it. I shut kind of some things off, and I have a nice cup of tea just to settle. That's my thing. You could, you know, for you, it could be hot chocolate. It could be a warm cup of coffee. maybe decaf for nighty-night time. And slowing your evening downs a little bit for some people. Other times, like for me, I don't slow down until maybe about midnight. That's when I kind of do my grounding down time. I know I'm a night hawk, but I only need 5 or 6 hours of sleep and I'm good. I function better on 5 or 6 hours of sleep and not 8 or 9. But that's just me. And then less decision making. I don't make any decisions, even if they're my kids' stuff, unless they're like on fire and and something's, about to bust in a crisis. 10:30, they know I don't make any choices and decisions. I'm too tired. My mind needs to defrag. It has to stop frazzling down, and that's what I do. So if that works for any of you, but I thought this is a great talk to kind of go and, just kind of going with the gentle approach of coming back to yourself. What works for you? It may not work, what I say may not work for you, but these are the things that I think that we need to really look at with ourselves. What's your gentle approach? Ask yourself, what kind of things can you do for you that would give you better grounding so that you can heal the nerves? And so I think with that, before I hip into, I have a meditation. Of course I do. I want to do some card pulling and see where it goes. The other side always has one or two things up their sleeves. But I did pull just prior to the session, even though it was late and I had to scramble at like 7:15, going, yeah, I forgot my live. I forgot it was Thursday today. I was just typical Aquarius. Fly by the seat of my pants. Anyway, I pulled from, actually, before I ditched the 8 o'clock, or got on, I actually decided to go on, it's probably backwards, Raise Your Vibration. It's by Kyle Gray. And every once in a while, I just go in and I just pull the book and go, okay, Spirit, show me what I need to do. So that's what I did. And it took me to a place, and I want to read it for you because it was actually really, it was bang on with everything that we're talking about. Vibe 63, he calls it. Soul shifting. Your soul is the purest aspect of who you are. It is known as your light body, spirit, higher self, and even your true self. The soul has a greater sense of awareness than the body. It contains memories and information that you are able to access. And quickly, with this new ascension and all this new solar flares, like we're getting just smack-a-doodled with all this energy coming through. It's just unreal. And so our bodies are changing too, like the frequencies. And so that's part of what this was. I thought, wow, that's kind of brilliant. Anyway, next piece, next paragraph. When you begin to make shifts on a soul level, it doesn't mean you have to lose all sense of awareness of the outer world. And it doesn't mean you have to float around like a fluffy cloud either. In fact, the more time you spend becoming aware of your soul and acknowledging it, the greater sense of integration. See, there's that key word again. We used that already. Connection and development you will feel. This is a true sense of integration, there's that word again, that is taking place at this time. You are recognizing that love is all there. It's something you felt for a long time, and at the same time, you are on your human journey. And isn't that profound? We all are. Working on doing our best and being the best person you can possibly be with the knowledge and information you have. The reason you are drawn to healing, angels, and raising your vibration is because your soul has had the opportunity to express itself. See, now we're right back at the beginning. When you find people of the same mindset, idea, or beliefs, you will feel a deep soul recognition. You are at a point on your path where you have seen great healing occur. A profound process of growth has occurred within you, and the universe is celebrating with you. And that stems from, if you were here last week, we talked a little bit about, and maybe that was from my live for just a moment. I can't remember. It was one or the other. And we talked about little shifts. The moment that you let yourself go and land in your heart, the more other people around you also can feel that you're moving your energy and affecting change. It's cause and effect. It's a physics theory. The more you work on you, the more others also will be working on themselves because they can feel the energy, or not, but it has a chain reaction, a good vibration. So what you put out, others get as well too. It's like passing somebody on a sidewalk, and if you smile and say something, doesn't that make you feel good when somebody does that, when they walk like kind of by you? Or if you do that and they catch themselves off guard, oh, they smiled at me. It changes that whole dynamics. Sometimes being kind is a really lovely thing to do. You may not know how that affects their day. Maybe they were really thinking like negative thoughts at the moment, like they were really hard on themselves, and you made their day by just a gentle, like a hello, or just a eye contact. That's what it is at the end of the day. And that's what 2026 is all about. So I'm going to draw some cards. I liked that Raise Your Vibration book with Kyle Gray. He's my go-to, like when I want, especially that book, when I really want to know what's kind of going on for me, what I really want to work on and be aware of. And so I'll just take his book and just, okay, show me which one I want, and I open it, and voila. It's just one that and it's the right one for the right time. So I really do love his work. And he's phenomenal with his angel work too. I got to give him credit. He really is a really true, wonderful human that's bringing such light to everyone. And it's lovely to see and be part of the process. So I'm just looking at the cards. I guess this one, because it's in my hand. This is the Power Deck. And I think they're upside down. Goodness me. Oh, we're back to 2s again. Lucky you guys. All right. The one that falls out, it's number 19, which works out to number 10. To a number 1, which is our new year. Yay for all of us. But it's called grief. Grief deepens you. It allows you to explore. I'm reading from the back of the card, just so you know. It allows you to explore the parameters of your soul. Grief is the only gateway to certain levels of consciousness, and it is hard. It is a hard taskmaster. Through grief, you can explore every aspect of your dark side: anger, pain, abandonment, terror, loneliness. And these are aspects of our sacred wound that our daily lives we usually try to ignore. Grief forces you to look at those parts of yourself that are not yet healed. If you can look at grief as a teaching, you will grow. The pain of grief is not only a teacher in this life, but if looked at properly with awareness and an open heart, it is one of the greatest teachers of all. The seeds of wisdom and enlightenment are planted within the wounds of grief. What is lost can only come back to us again in higher ways. And that's a very powerful card. And I know that one from my own being with what I went through 2 years ago. And just even like the grief that caught up with me from leaving my second partner. That was huge. I'm only still coming to terms with some of that. So it's a lot to take on. And so that came into the bank, but grief and intuition. This is intuition is from the left side of your body. So this is our receiving side, our female side of our body too. Left is female, right is male. Whether you're a man or a woman, with this femaleness, the feminine consciousness, that's really truly what it is, lives in your intuition. Intuition is the intelligence of your body, mind. You feel what is true with your body and your mind, rather than know what is true with your mind. Intuition does not have the clouds or accumulated knowledge to distort your vision. Intuition simply sees what is the truth. With intuition, you can feel the source of your being without reasoning it away and being filled with doubt. Doubt destroys your intuition. Find your power, always in balance between mind and intuition. And the reason that that they've come out together is between your grief and your intuition is, if you have that feeling and your feet coming through, this is your receiving side, your femaleness, your feminine side, honor that. That's truth for you. And if you're feeling blue, sad, or your heart is heavy, acknowledge it. because that's truly what's coming through at that moment in time, which is either, which is linked to grief in whatever form that may be. And so it's asking yourself to really stay in tune with yourself, and because grief happens on many levels, and grief goes through different processes. It's not like a linear thing where it rationally happens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Everybody goes through grief in their own ways, their own time, and how they feel. Do not let anybody else tell you you should be here when you're still over there, or you jump from, one level to number 6 level, and then you go and sit for a while with that. That's again too, you catching up to that nervous system, which is what we talked about. The body and the nervous system has to catch up to. So you can do all this growth, but then it takes time for the rest of your body to catch up again. So what a great concept, and I thank each of you for listening as I'm, moving along here. So I'm hoping that I'm not going, not speaking too fast because I'm actually quite excited. Besides, I'm going on away for the weekend and I'm going to do readings. I like it. It's my first one of the new year. I'm so happy, but I got my whole kitchen table is apart. I got table linens everywhere to put on, my one reading table. And then I got to make sure I got linens for my other reading, for my advertising part. That's the front part of the table. It's like, holy smokes. Okay, continue on. Let's see what else they say with the power ones. Oops. These ones are a lighter card. They're kind of flimsy, so they don't shuffle quite as nice. Oops, I don't think we want a whole mittful. Oh, hello, Carrie. I think I missed you. I'm sorry. Thank you for coming on. I know it was late notice. Typical me. Oh, again. My word. Okay, other side. Come on, guides. There's one. All right. And this one. They're just all going in a row here. Feminine. Oh, gosh. I'm having a great time with these cards. They just all go from grief to intuition. Now, this is the feminine. The world is bereft of feminine consciousness. Yes. To bring Mother Earth back into balance, we must bring our awareness of her. Language is a barrier between us, but woman has always communed with woman in an unspoken language. Her roots are entwined with the essence of Mother Earth. For she too is feminine. Woman is the keeper of the planet and must not let her energy be rerouted by the male systems within woman and man. We are all in need of world harmony. Mother Earth has been misunderstood, but she has the universe. She is the womb for all that lives. Feminine consciousness is the energy that embodies the wisdom you need at this moment. So this is what this is really telling me, and it goes back to these other two cards, is allowing that energy, that flow, and just being you, being your honest, true, authentic self. It's, it's exploring that female part of yourself as well too, like being soft and gentle, not so hard on yourself. Don't second guess. Go outside and ground and be, and find, I know the grass is very wet here on the island, but even just taking your shoes off and just going outside and sticking them in on parts of your grass, or just even going out and taking a walk and feeling that energy grounds you. But it also brings you back to Mother Earth, that gentle approach where you can feel your roots again. I always like going out to the ocean. That's part of my feminine energy for me. I like to be able to have the water, to kind of feel the salt and the spray. The mist helps ground me. There's lots of times I'll go walk outside when it's raining, but it's warm rain. And I love it because I just feel so washed and clean, and I can just lift my face up and go, thank you. Or the other night, like, my goodness, it was foggy last night, but it was mystical foggy. It was huge. And I walked out there and you could feel the mist on my face, and it was just really cleansing and airing myself out. And, I talk to myself sometimes when I'm out there. And I have a great conversation with my guides because I'm quiet. I'm by myself. I don't have anybody else around me that's coming around the corner saying, hey, mom, or whatever. And it's like, no, I can just be me out here. Me and the oneness in the universe and my feminine side to myself. I'm honoring that for me. So it's, you know, doing my hair differently, or, you know, I chose new glasses for the first time in 25 years. You know, that was very big. In fact, I got 2 sets. So wait till I get my blue ones on. Then you guys, they're kind of a turquoise color. Those are going to be my show event glasses. But I'll wear them just for fun for all of you on another live. It'll be something to look forward to. Anyway, so it's honoring our feminine as well too. And that's also about the gentle approach, about holding space for ourselves. That's the honoring part of being grounded with earth. So also they're telling me, well, let's see what Colette Baron Reid always has a good one. These are an older deck. These are from her, I like to give acknowledgments when they are their cards and not my own. This is her Wisdom of Hidden Realms. It's an older deck, and I really do like it because it really flushes out what's kind of going. That was all my card decks on the floor. I'll be picking those up later. Good thing they're just the boxes because the cards are all over my table. Typical Aquarius. I'm all over. All right, so let's see what the other side. Okay, guides. What do we want to know today? Oh, that one was a jumper. Oh, well, back to the water. We see the theme. This is the River Queen, and she is about flow, letting go, and natural movement. And you can see, again, too, she's wearing very loose, light clothing. She's in a mermaid, got the mermaid tail, and she's moving her energy through the water system, cleansing, getting all that old energy. And if you caught my last few lives, we've moved from the 2025, which was snake energy, all that kind of the carnage, I call it, all the trauma, things that we've accumulated, things that we've, you know, some of the harder things that we've had to work on or be part of, whatever that may be. And honestly, the last 3 to 4 years were, or even longer, were hard. They, you know, a lot of people found them really difficult. There was a lot of processing, a lot of things going on. And so this year is all about letting it go, feeling more natural, forging ahead. And so this is preparing us. And what this card is, the River Queen, is getting out there and knowing that, you know, write something down and then send it off, rip it up, burn it, you know, go to the water and let it go into the water. Whatever you decide about your letting go process for you, find what works. Lots of times for me, I'll write it. If I'm not quite ready to let go of something, I'll fold it nice and neat and tidy, and I'll put it in my freezer, tucked right underneath the little ice box of cubes. And I hold it there for a moment that I want to go out to actually do a letting go process. I've written it down, so I've held space for it. So technically it is released onto the paper because that's a good way to get rid of it. And then on another day, I sometimes will then take that note on a day when I can feel it's time to let it all fully go, and I'll stick it in a little craft pot outside and burn it and let it go to the, usually I do it on a full moon or whatever, or just any moon, doesn't matter, but usually I do mine on a full moon and light it and then let it go, because then it cleanses not only me, but I'm letting go of the process, and the full moon helps re-energize me and recalibrate. So that's kind of what I do with that. But that's, you know, again, too, that reflects back to what we're already talking, the flowing, letting it go. These are really, they're just falling into place. Let's pull some more and see what her journey, I'm just going to fold her cards up and see where we're going to kind of put her cards into place. Hers is always a journey with her cards. There's a little bit of a, always kind of like more of a story, how it goes. And again, too, the 3-6, which is the River Queen. I like to look at the numbers too. They're a 9. That's a mastery number. Oh, look at that. The Fire Prince. Optimism and aggression. This is, well, the year of the horse is about really, it's the fire horse, moving more ahead. And so this is about, you know, burning all that old energy, getting rid of it. The Fire Prince is moving forward and making plans, and February is about sitting with it and what do you really want to do. Those are the big ideas that are coming now. This is what's happening for you. Write down, where do you want to go? Do you want to go on a holiday? Because this is part of the plan. What fire energy? Have you held off on that long enough? And now you need, you know, it's time for you to go someplace and just bunker down for 10 days or 7 days or 4 days, whatever you think. This is what it is. It's making your big plans. And it was something actually that came up very quickly. It's about the disruption too, because you're disrupting the energies from the 2025, the latter part of like December, January, and you're shattering old routines and old beliefs. And sometimes it arrives all of a sudden, and that's what this Fire Prince is. So the Fire Prince is shattering your linear side sometimes to yourself. Not everything is just 1, 2, 3 in a row. It's waking up and getting real about it, and really reevaluating where you want to go as well too. And are some of the paths, you know, are they different? Are they outdated as well? Do you need to kind of revamp, because what was good then is much better for you now? So it's really reevaluating the process of where you want to go in your life. And it's also about mind meets heart too, and amalgamating that within your energies. You know, I think we guard it really well, and I think we guarded it through 2025, and now this is about peeling those layers off like the onion and just being wide open. And that's how change is made for yourself. That integration can happen when you start peeling all those layers out. So that's an interesting card to fit beside it. And you might feel at sorts, that's the optimism side, like what am I, you know, being very optimistic, being hard on yourself. The aggression comes from change. Sometimes we resist it. Yeah, I get a little flippant sometimes because I don't like change much. That's a whole different genre for me. But I've had to adapt myself to change. And Lord, I tell you, I've had some real lulus, I can tell you. So let's see what we're flanking with her card. I like to do the 3s with her if I'm doing Colette's. All right, spirit guides, what are we pulling right to the flanking, to the right side? Oh, she's being a bit stubborn, is she? No, I don't want all of those. Ooh, there's one. The Desert Prince. Survival and false promises. And so that's, and he's parked beside the lion. And so this, it's about deep soul shifts. And so it's going from survival to, I call it survival to thrival. And so he's willing to fight like the lion that's in here for moving more forward. No longer, you're deserting all of that's behind you. No more does it hold space for you. It's honoring what's coming next and fighting for that for yourself. Think big. What do you want to do? What are you willing to let go of? Don't let other people as well too tell you what to do. That's a very famous Aquarius stuff too. Us Aquarians, we don't like being told what to do. So we like to carve our own paths, and when it feels right for us. So that's what this card is about, is the deep shift that's coming within us. It's and all the planet and to like all the planets are all lined up. The Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Pluto, and and it's in an Aquarius one too, opposing the Moon and Leo. So it's there's some really intense energy that's coming through it, and that's what's with this Prince, the Fire Prince card as well. And then to lighten up and letting all this go from the River Queen. So it kind of works its way from the right to the Fire Prince, and then back to the desert. They kind of actually all work very congruently together, and it's interesting because they're all princes and queens, and they're not all about that. So that's kind of what they flow back and forth. It's like peeling off a layer again and moving from one to another. And sometimes you can go from this one to this one. So it's just, you know, parts of it is letting go and honoring that. And in the letting go process, sometimes I get a little fire, like I have a little bit of a temper. And so I have to step back a little bit and go, okay, analyzing, okay, what was this really about? And then once I kind of get to the core and root of it, oh, okay. And once I acknowledge that, it's like, okay, I get it. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me what it is that I needed to look at. And so I'm doing a lot of that lately. So I'd like to do maybe about a few more cards, about 5 more minutes of cards. And then I'd like to take us on a meditation. And then I'll probably end it around 9 for my thing, because I have to pack my boxes or I'm going to be really frantic tomorrow. I don't like to be Aquarius frantic. So let's see. Okay, so these are another deck. I just don't have the card thingy in for me. And they're kind of nice. They're more inspirational cards. They're just a little pocket size, so they're much easier to shuffle. Yeah, it's a big Aquarius month because February's, you know, it's a big Aquarius shift. The January the 21st to right up until like the 20th. I think it's the 20th of February. Could be wrong. It might be the 19th, but this is this big Aquarius shift that's happening. And it's really kind of an ideal time to really look at. Oh, look at that. See? Oh, we got 4. I don't think we really need 4. Let's try 1. And it's about communicating your authentic truth too, and speaking from a place of love rather than fear. And that's really what this is about. In my last live, if I remember correctly, I called them withholds. And if you don't speak your truth, you're really hurting the other person. And if you're in fear, you're hurting not only them, but you, and there's not any growth that happens. So if you come from love and get to the truth, the other person will be okay. They may seem hurt at the beginning if you're reflecting back when you're talking to somebody, or you may not want to face. But if you come from truth, you know what, I don't like that about myself, or maybe I want to change something about me. But if you come with a true authenticity, change happens. And that's all you want in your life. That's when we grow. That's what we're here to do. And each of you have helped me grow. You know, look where I feel more confident where I'm going. I love what I'm doing. I wouldn't have met all of you if I didn't go out and step out and do like teaching Reiki, or do a reading, or a crystal workshop, or tutoring and with my kids. You know, I'm so grateful at the end of the day for all my experiences, the good, bad, and the holy hairy ones too, because sometimes when they're the hairy ones, they make me grow even more, and I really have to look at that. So I'm quite excited where I'm going. Okay, this one's about despair. I'll just quick show it to you, and then I'll read the front side. It only has a front side to it. I need your divine intercession right now. Oh, great Spirit, lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. Well, that's coming from heart, letting it go, surrender. And that's the best thing. If you hold on, control it, it holds you hostage. You have to let it go. And so the next one is body. It's this one here, and then I'll read real quick like. Show me, divine, how to love and fully care for this body. Please give me the radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. And, you know, as you work on your stuff, too, your body changes physically, letting go. So you might end up, you know, your body tones more, or you lose weight, or you eat differently, because you are letting things go. And that's what this despair, asking for divine intervention, helps you. Asking, sometimes, you know what, it's just putting a few words out there, and that helps, oh, wrong way, me bad. It helps the body release. And that's where, a lot of people, end up with kind of like, it's like a bigger stomach, or you pack weight on. A lot of us pack weight on, like I have, kind of around my tummy area. Well, that's about self-preservation. That's my emotional creativity. So I'm protecting myself more. So I'm packing on my fears, my insecurities, things like that in that area. So the more I work on joy, the more I work on true, again, I go with the true, authentic truth, and speaking from a place of love. Sometimes I'm hard on myself, and when I maybe don't, I speak to myself with kindness and love. And so I catch myself when I say things, and those are reflections of myself. So I have to change how I think about me, which then will reflect again on my body. And we all do. I'm sure we all do it. We're really hard on ourselves, and we beat ourselves up. Oh, that was really stupid, Lori. Well, no, it wasn't. That was a great learning curve, Lori. It's just totally different. It shifts differently. So it's honoring that. Yeah. So oh, I picked up Colette Baron-Reid again. My little hands went there. The Queen of the Light, as we're ending, illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. And so with that, when you're working on your authentic truth, and coming from and landing your place in landing in your heart with love, and self-caring yourself with love and kindness, this is what you end up getting at the end of the day. And so I'm going back to the beginning again, from where we said a gentle re-entry, going back to yourself after emotional releases. And this is the outcome that you want. Is the Queen of the Light then embraces everything around you. You illuminate, you have more joy, more peace, more just more get up and go. And so as you're being gentle upon yourself and not going at 1,000 miles an hour, it gives your body time to heal. And so that's really truly what it is at the end of the day. You're just catching my tail end of my live here, Jim. We were just talking about, as he popped on, we were just talking about gentle re-entry of releasing emotions is what we were kind of doing. And then I was going to jump into a meditation. So I know I was bad. I didn't advertise that I was going on live till kind of late. So that's on me. Just sitting there doing my own business. And so with that, I'll draw a few more since Jim just popped on. I'm asking the other side what cards. Again, we'll go with maybe Colette Baron-Reid. That's what she's telling me. Gotta love my spirit guides when they speak. There's another one. The Resting Tree. Patience and stillness. And this is what our time right now in February is about, is patience and stillness and staying the course. There's so much around us that we're letting go of. And it's just taking that time to be very reflective doing it. And sometimes too, like I've been sleeping a lot, and I don't typically like that. I'll crash out at 2:30, 3 o'clock. I feel like I've processed and my mind just can't do anything anymore. And so I'll go and think I'll do a meditation. Well, I'm conked right out and catch myself like in a deep breath. It's almost like a snore, and I've caught myself being more awake. So I've needed that time to regroup. And so if you feel tired and you feel like you need to just lay down or go and find a quiet place to kind of regroup yourself, that's again, and going back to that gentle re-entry, that's your body's time to repair. Because if you're going at 1,000 miles an hour, you're not doing your body any great justice. You're not acknowledging that it needs time to rest and to bring that nervous system, the body part of yourself, the nerves, back to a gentle, dull roar, as opposed to like being static and like the Telos electrical ball. I say it's kind of like got little sparkles and sparks everywhere. You want to just bring it back to a gentle being. So in February, you can be going at horse speed, but then taking time to rest and recalibrate is also really, really important. And it's been like January, I thought, I had a few readings, but it was a lot of recalibration. It was just really just taking time for me. I actually thought I was kind of being selfish, and somebody said, no, you're not. You're self-caring. Okay, I'll take that as a win for me. Because I like to be constantly busy. I don't like to sit and slow down. Oh, I've got the whole handle of them. Goodness me. Okay, last cards. Oh, well, that one just does it. The Hawk Prince. Spirit communication and paying attention. Yeah, and so again, too, so this card, I don't know if you can see it through there, and he is got his hawk energy here, which is about, he's connecting with the other side. Hawks, for me, hold a very special meaning. One of my power animals, along with the grizzly bear, is the hawk, a peregrine hawk. And they're really about soaring and flowing and connecting with the spirit guides. They help me with my in-between work. So when I'm doing a reading and it's crossing over and I'm talking with spirits on the other side, or I'm talking to spirit guides, or helping somebody through a big shift, I use a lot of my guides. And one of them, the hawk energy, helps me integrate myself to get to that other side. And so hawk energy for everybody else, notice it's a 1-1, it's a number 1 year. And 11 is also angel numbers. Just saying, it's all spiritual energy. And it's helping to move you forward and to move you to be more in tune or intuitive to our bodies. And intuition comes from here again. We talked about that, but it's also like that gut instinct that you have as well too. Insight and following your greatest intuition is what this card is about, and acknowledging it. Don't poo-poo it. The other day I had songs coming through my head. It's like, okay, what is this song about? And so then I had to go and look it up. And then I heard it, knock, knock on heaven's door. And not only did it show up in my feed from Spirit, but I turned on the bloody channel, and there on what was it, not The Voice, it was on American Idol, and some kid 2 songs into the program, and there they are, they're singing knock knock on heaven's door. Well, goodness. And then I heard it on a really old recap on The Voice. I think it was Australia. So I had to listen to all the words, and what is happening in my world gave me confirmation of what the lyrics were all about. So that was Spirit's way of really getting in tune. And so listening to that inner pieces, if you get songs, turning on a radio, it's being really in tune to your surroundings, asking for signs and symbols as well too. Finding a dime on the sidewalk, who, acknowledge who's trying to get, who's leaving you a message. It could be going out and you find a feather. It could be a peach feather, of all means. It's asking for clarification to something that you had a question for, and finding the answer. And so it can come through people too. Sometimes they'll just say something and go, hey, that's exactly what I was looking for. So that's what this card is about. All right. So I am going to jump into, and when everybody is ready, a very short meditation, just to kind of end off on our live stream. I'm going to have a quick personal break. I need to have a little bit of water. I'm the one blabbering at the end of the day, and I guess I should have a self-care break. Thank you. So when you get a moment, I want you to find a comfortable place, whether it's sitting on the floor, whether it's finding your chair, or you're sucked out on your bed and got your comfy quilt or whatever you have. Find a nice quiet place. And when you're ready, This is a kind of a short heart settling grounding meditation to end kind of the evening from what we had talked about with emotional releases, because really truly at the end it's bringing you back to land in the heart again. I want you to invite gently, deep breath in, hold, exhale it out, one for body. Another deep breath in, hold, deep breath out, exhale for mind. Another deep breath in, hold, exhale out for spirit. And if it feels right, close your eyes, soften your gaze, just lightly look away. Maybe you have a candle going. And I want you to bring one hand to the heart and one to your tummy or your belly. And I want you to breathe in through your nose and a long exhale through the mouth. I want you to imagine your energy returning home to you. And no rush. Imagine all that energy pouring from all over. Things that you may have given away, or you were in certain circumstances, your heart was broken, or you went through grief. I want you to call your heart energy home and feel it surround. Feel the warmth. It's like the golden light is surrounding everything around that heart. Feeling the energy come from the right. Feeling the energy come from the left. Feeling the energy come back from above and below. Filling your heart with all that golden light. Know this is your energy. And you're calling it back to home to fill your heart up. And let's just sit in that and feel the energies coming and surrounding and warming. And breathing in and hold and exhale out again. Feeling that energy just warming and coming in, slowly surrounding your heart again and integrating it with one with you. This is you coming back to yourself, holding space for yourself, letting go of any emotional release that's hanging on. Let it go. If there's any big emotions with that, honor, hold space for yourself, acknowledge it, and let it go. If you feel there's any spiritual breakthroughs through this, enjoy the process. And being quiet, breathing in, hold, and let it go. Know that you are safe to arrive back to yourself. Nothing is required of you right now, and you can gently land in your heart. Deep breath in, hold, exhale, long breath out. So as we close this, I want you to seal your whole body with a white light. You are safe. And I want you to know, may you leave tonight without pressure to be anything other than human. May what has moved through you settle kindly. And may you trust that rest is also progress. And to honor that, landing in your heart. One last deep breath in, and hold, and let it go. The only thing that you need to be, and the job that is right now, is to be kind to yourself. That's your only job to do right now. Be kind. Hold space for you. So with that, I will let you each go, and know that each of you holds space and it's sacred. And I want to say thank you for holding space for me, each and every one of you. Every time you come on here, it just, I so want to work more. It's not even a job. I really do enjoy coming here in each of my lives to find out what we're going to get into, what mayhems or whatever comes up through the readings, through the cards, through the live, through what Spirit has cooked up for us for the other side. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I shall let you go for the evening, and thank you for jumping on and checking to see where I'm at. I'm going to let you go so that I can get on to packing my bags for the weekend. And I'm going to hopefully enjoy my I will enjoy my weekend, because I get to reconnect with all kinds of different spirit healers and my bead people. So I'm really excited about connecting again. All right. And take care until next time, probably next Thursday. And then I'm off to Campbell River after that. And zoom, zoom, there I go. All right. Cheers for now.